Analyzing the German economy, many point to the country's automakers, some of them being the biggest names in the business. These days, they're opening their books. For a closer look, I am joined by Lars Holter, who is with the Deutsche Welle in Berlin, to talk more about it. Well, good afternoon to you, Lars. What can you tell us about the German automakers and their current business?
Thanks for having me. Well, we just heard from Volkswagen earlier this morning, and they're looking at €1 billion loss for the quarter. And that comes on top of Mercedes-Benz, who we've heard from yesterday. And it's not a pretty picture there either. That company, historically known, of course, as the inventor of the automobile some 140 years ago, and today known as one of the world's great luxury brands, that company, Mercedes-Benz, has just reported profit down 30% over past year. And looking at the first 9 months of the year, profit is even down a full 50% over the same period last year. Also looking at cars sold in the first 9 months of this current year, the company sold 1.6 million vehicles, and that is down 9% from the year before. And that year, 2024, had already seen a drop by 4%. So for Mercedes-Benz, now long one of the strongest companies in Germany, as well as the global car trade, is pretty much downhill all the time. And same for Volkswagen, as we now also got confirmed.
Yes, Lars. But what are the reasons behind this weak performance?
Well, the reasons are obviously pretty complex, and there is definitely not just one reason anyway. So let's start with some general problems, and I'll illustrate that by looking at Mercedes-Benz as an example. That company hasn't been successful in converting large parts of their fleet to electric and has lost a segment of the population, especially globally, that is looking towards those electric vehicles in an effort to lower their carbon footprint. Also, Mercedes-Benz is a high-end car, and in economically weak times, there's just fewer customers out there in that segment. So, of course, Mercedes-Benz has tried to get into a lower price segment of the market too, but that has not had the success they had expected. But most importantly, and now that is true for both Mercedes and Volkswagen, these car makers have recently lost market share on their biggest export markets, the United States and China. They are losing the Chinese market as companies there have become a lot stronger, producing the products Chinese customers want. Meanwhile, the US has put tariffs on German cars, making them a lot less attractive there too.